finale.
It's a great day for baseball.
It's another big crowd coming into Nationals Park. It's the third game of the series, a salvage operation. Happy Father's Day to all you dads, especially the ones braving some hot weather to come out and watch the Nats today. Happy Father's Day, buddy.
You too, buddy.
Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, and the Nats are a season low, 7 games under 500, losing 5 in a row, 7 of the last 8. But this White Sox pitching's had something to do with that. Gavin Floyd and Jake Peavy have really been something.
They've been terrific. I mean, you know, in Strasburg and Martin were terrific. And then we ran into some buzzsaws in Cleveland and Detroit. I mean, good pitching's going to stop good hitting. These guys have been tremendous. If you just look at us in interleague play, Bob, we've been just shut down. Look at our runs per game, way down, almost 2 runs lower than we're playing in our own league. Look at the batting averages down and runners in scoring position. So really, it's a concentration thing with the American League. They have to face 9 tough hitters every time they go through the lineup. Sometimes we have a couple at the bottom. A little bit different story.
Freddie Garcia, one of the hottest pitchers suddenly in baseball. John Lennon still trying to find it. He has not had very good stuff his last 2 starts.
No, you know what? But he's battled. In fact, his last start wasn't that bad. And Garcia, all 7 of those wins after a White Sox loss, he's been actually one of their better pitchers.
And whenever there's good pitching, you can be guaranteed there will be good defense. Athletic plays like that one from Ian Desmond. How about Jake Peavy throwing out one of the fastest runners in the league? White Sox have been outstanding, and the Nats hitting into some bad luck. They need a win badly against the White Sox today. Possible. And by Honda. Look for money-saving leases and low financing at your Honda dealer. Big crowd coming in for Father's Day. It's going to be a sizzler in our nation's capital today. The Nats need a win. They've lost 5 in a row, 7 of 8 in interleague play, and they're only 3-8 against the American League. White Sox rested a couple of guys yesterday, but Konerko and company back in there today. Alex Rios also rested yesterday, hitting .330 over the last month. He's top 8 in the league in steals, and he hits for power as well, right in front of Paul Konerko in that lineup. So John Lennon has his hands full with some right-handed bats, but Rob, at times this year, he's been better against right-handers.
Yeah, he's actually been better against right-handed hitters this year. And drop and give me 20. Don't worry about the first 13 starts. Don't let him influence the last 20. So go out there and finish strong this season. Flip this house. 35 walks, 23 strikeouts, and be offensive. Go on the offensive and just attack that strike zone.
Juan Pierre leads off. And the first pitch upstairs right on time at 1:35 p.m. 91 degrees. The forecast today calls for mid-90s. Just a few clouds in the sky, but mostly sunny here at the ballpark. Juan Pierre in the series, 1 for 7 with a run scored. Leads the major leagues in stolen bases with 27. And over the last few years, one of the most prolific infield hit and bunt guys in the game. And he also makes contact 94% of the time in his career. He's third in infield hits behind Castillo and Ichiro, and he's the #1 active base stealer in baseball and bunt hit guy. 12-year veteran Greg Gibson has the plate. Brian Knight, crew chief Jerry Davis, and Sam Holbrook the bases. Really got jammed. One hopper to Zimmerman, and John Lennon gets a one-hop ground ball out to start the game. Cisco Federal, a proud mission partner to the United States Department of Defense with the Nats defense. Pretty much the 8 guys that have been out there lately. Catcher, of course, is Rodriguez on a regular basis. Will Nieves today, but the other 7, you would call them the regulars right now. Here's Alexi Ramirez, who's 0 for 8. How about 0 for 9 in this series on a ground ball to Ian Desmond? Nationals all-time against the American League in our nation's capital still do have a winning record. White Sox, 9 of their last 10 since their general manager got in their grill. And their pitchers have been great. Adam Dunn remains one of the hottest home run hitters in all of baseball. 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs from Friday night. Here's Alex Rios. This guy's always been an intriguing ball player. Put up some nice numbers in Toronto. He was there for 6 years. Always 15 to 20 home runs.
Well, he got a huge contract after a good year. Early in his playing career, just like Vernon Wells, and then the stats went away.
Yeah. He had over 80 RBIs in 06 and 07. He gets a base hit. But if you want to look on the bright side, John Lennon has thrown 3 ground balls here. One of them happened to find a hole, and Paul Konerko coming up.
Well, he's working ahead. He's attacking the strike zone, and that's exactly what you want him to do. It gives him a chance. And if you can get ahead, then you can throw more sinkers and changeups. That pitch a little bit up, located up, and it gets smacked back up the middle.
Paul Konerko, Friday night, 1 for 4 with a walk. One more home run than Adam Dunn. And he's third in the American League. Behind Miguel Cabrera with 19. And Jose Bautista of the aforementioned Blue Jays with 18. I would venture to say, Rob, that by June 20th, each of the last 10 to 15 years, somebody's already been over 20 home runs, but not this year. Nobody in baseball's hit 20 yet.
And I do think the new drug policy on Major League Baseball has evened the playing field again. And that's why you're seeing perfect games. You're seeing more well-pitched games. We've seen a lot of it lately. We've been on the wrong side of it against some of the teams we've played from the American League. But it's made baseball again. Now you have to go back to fundamentals, catch the ball, throw the ball, run the bases well, be able to punt people over. I like the game. It's gone backwards.
Yep.
But it's for the betterment of the game. It's been wonderful.
I remember a conversation I had years ago with Royce Clayton, who later would play here in Washington. And he looked at me by his locker and said, Bob, when we get drugs out of this game, players like me will become important again. And by that he meant guys who could run, who could play defense, line drive hitters. And we are seeing that happen. And I thought that was a pretty startling statement coming from a guy. I mean, this was like back in 03, 04. And I think a lot of the players knew much more of what's going on than we did. Now baseball, the face of it is changing.
And the way you and I grew up loving the game and the records and things like that didn't hold true during my playing career. Guys were smashing old records like they were nothing. And that's not right.
Runner going. Nieves throw, a little bit high, a little bit late. Alex Rios steals his 20th base of the year, and he stole that one on the pitcher. White Sox have 67 steals, second in the league to Tampa Bay.
Well, good jump right there as he takes off. Rios has great speed. You steal it on the pitcher. As soon as you go on that front first move, Rios was off to the races, and Will actually a pretty strong throw.
1-2 to Konerko. 48 RBIs. 7th most in the American League. By the way, the American League 84 wins, National League 70. They've more than doubled their advantage this weekend. It was pretty close going into about Wednesday or Thursday of this week, but the AL has been pulling away.
Right here, John needs to get him with a changeup down the way.
He tried to paint with the fastball. There are 2 American League teams with 9 interleague wins, and they both wear socks. The White Sox, the Red Sox are both 9-2.
Mets have played wonderfully in it.
Mets are 9-2. Only National League team with more than 6 interleague wins. 3-2 pitch. Konerko in the left center. That's going to drop, and the White Sox take the lead.
I don't know why.
First base
open, you don't pitch Konerko more carefully. Quinton's not hitting that well. Then you get the backup catcher Castro, Beckham. So I have no idea why you would throw something hittable right there. There you see a good breaking ball right down the center. And Konerko is all over for a base hit.
Will Nieves wanted that ball down, but still, you'd rather see John Lennon throw it 6 inches off the plate and Konerko walk down to first base.
6 inches off the plate in the dirt.
Yeah.
So even if the guy does hit it, he's got to hit it with a wedge, and it's not going to go anywhere. That pitch is right down the middle.
And your point's well taken. Here's Carlos Quentin, who's batting .215. And on the first pitch, he grounds out to Guzman. White Sox get 2 singles, a steal, and they strike first again. In this series so far, Adam Dunn hitting home runs, scoring some runs, leads the league in extra base hits with 38. In this series, he's 1 for 7 with the only Nationals RBI. Pretty much the regular guys. Will Nieves bats 8th today. And here's Freddie Garcia, 33 years of age now, 128 game winner. At times in his career, he's been durable. He has 12 career complete games. 4 of those shutouts. And on 5 different occasions, he has pitched over 200 innings.
He's always been a guy you can count on. When he's healthy, he would go out there and give you some good innings and some quality innings. They may not be as electric as a Strasburg, but they're effective.
In fact, I don't want to short him. 6 years he's thrown 200 innings, including his major league debut in '99. Nigel Morgan slaps one to left center. And that ball reached by Alex Rios with those long, fast strides of his.
Well, and we're going to have to supply our own power. He doesn't throw that hard, but he is the stopper. 7 wins this year have followed a Sox loss. True grit. This guy is amazing. On the road, 69-35 career, 4-1 in 2010. And I'll take this guy anytime if you tell me he's the 5th starter in this rotation. Pretty solid. Only twice he hasn't gone 6 or 7 innings this year.
Saw where the Tigers optioned Rick Porcello to the minor leagues today.
He needs to work on getting the ball down. They said his sinker was lost from last year.
One of the best arms in the league. And here's Christian Guzman. He's 1 for 7. By the way, Nigel Morgan and Roger Bernardino, the only 2 hitters in the lineup today who have 2 hits this weekend. Guzman, that's going to hang up for the right fielder, Carlos Quentin. Cisco defense for the White Sox. They're 4th in the league. Montpierre hasn't made an error this year. Rios has only made 1, Quentin 2. Alexi Ramirez up the middle with Gordon Beckham. Dion Viciedo at third base makes his major league debut across from Paul Konerko. And Ramon Castro, who the Nats know from the National League, is behind the plate.
Well, and Hawk Harrelson, their longtime play-by-play guy, told me that Konerko has saved not only him, but also Ramirez about 15 errors each this season at first base. So Paul Konerko underrated as a defender.
Ryan Zimmerman, 1 for 7 this weekend, and 4 for his last 30. I don't think Ryan's seeing the ball real well right now. That slider way off the plate has been getting him out like crazy.
And I know this is the way he hits, but when you see guys like Chase Utley and other hitters in the National League, they're right up on the plate. They want you to challenge them inside. And they're going to continue to just pound the outside part of the plate on Ryan until he shows he can go that way and make contact. I mean, yesterday, watching him strike out over and over and over against Peavy, all Peavy did was run 2-seam fastballs the way Levon does in the lefty's batter's box over the outside part of the plate on. That's exactly what Freddie Garcia did.
That was a high strike called by Greg Gibson, and Zimmerman taking another 3rd strike. 1-0 Sox.
My brother, who's a new father, and all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day.
And Tyler talked about his older brother. There are the Lannons, Ed and Flo, John's parents. Happy Father's Day, Ed. And I think from our past video, we know who the most intense member of that family is. It's outside to Ramon Castro, second inning underway. Ramon Castro 6 for his last 12, hitting .296. White Sox picked him up in a trade with the Mets last May for pitcher Lance Broadway. He was hitting .253 for New York. Came over to the White Sox, hit just $1.84. Adds a scorcher that Desmond can't handle, and the White Sox have their third base hit.
Well, Castro, along with a guy named Henry Blanco, some of the best backups in the game, and he is basically the personal catcher for Freddie Garcia this year. Gives A.J. Pierzynski a day off every 5 days, and you see Ian Desmond trying to make a great play and just couldn't come up with it.
Dayan Viciedo is a Cuban defector. Signed a 4-year contract with the White Sox December 12th of 08. But he's a little bit different than the others because he's only 21 years of age. He played 3 years for a club called Villa Clara in the Cuban League. A lot less time than most guys do to establish themselves before they head out of the country. That's trouble. Cap in right center, and it's caught by Nigel Morgan with a backhand play, full speed ahead. And he takes a double away from Viciedo, maybe more, in his first major league at bat.
Another thing Hawk Harrelson told me about Viciedo before the game, he can reach the upper deck or that second deck in right center field. And right away you see his pop to right center field. So hopefully we stay on the inner half of the plate the next few times against him. Great catch by Nigel Morgan. See everybody sporting the light blue. It's Prostate Awareness Day on Father's Day, just like the Breast Cancer Awareness Day on Mother's Day. So the guys don't get to use baby blue bats.
Gordon Beckham 0 for 8 in this series. 1 for his last 16 and batting just .200. Freddie Garcia, by the way, on deck and swing the bat a bit. He's a .200 career hitter. And the 0-2. This will be out of play to the right side. White Sox are a pretty good road team suddenly. With their 2 wins here, they're 18 and 16. They're 3 under at home. And Beckham's not hitting lefties or right-handers, really, batting .200. John hangs him a breaking ball or a changeup. Right in the inner half of the plate, he just hits it hard into center field.
Well, once again, pitch selection against a guy that is not a power guy. He's a little light, slappy guy, and we feed him an off-speed pitch, and he whales it into center field.
White Sox with another rally here. And the way the Nats are not hitting, every run the other team gets seems like 2 or 3. Freddie Garcia looking to bunt. Dunn, Zimmerman already pinching in at the corners. They've got the runner picked off to second. Desmond bobbles the throw, and nobody's covering first for the other runner who is picked off. I don't know if Ian Desmond tried to get too quick with his hands. He had plenty of time to grab the ball and throw out Ramon Castro at third base. They'll probably have to give Castro a stolen base on that.
Well, you need to also know this is a catcher at second base. Didn't have to rush to try to grab the ball out of his glove. Actually, he picks it off the ground. So the throw short hops him. He doesn't make the pickoff or exchange. And
Will Nieves going to second for a force play. And the Nats just say that's enough for this. They put an end to the inning on a bunt. It'll be 2-6-3. Nieves pouncing. Somebody hollered 2. He went to second. Nice double play. League leader right now with 38. In the American League, most extra base hits, Vernon Wells with 40. So Dunn is tied with Cabrera of the Tigers, who's second best in the entire major leagues. So here he comes. Dunn, Willingham, and Bernardino, bottom of the second. Adams still hitting over 320 his last 38 games, despite 1 for 7 in this series. His double to left center on Friday night, the only Nats RBI. Now they will employ more of a shift arm.
I think they may have changed that error. Well,
it's still on the board.
They just, well, it was 0 and they just put it up on the board. If that's on Ian Desmond, there's no way that's an error on Desmond. It has to be an error on the throw.
I always thought that if the runner was advancing on a pitch and made it to the next base, it's a stolen base anyway. I'm not sure an error had to be assessed there. 1-1 to Dunn. Great changeup by Freddie Garcia. And another one. Garcia, 40 strikeouts in 71 innings coming in. He's now fanned Zimmerman and Dunn.
Well, when you don't throw over 90 miles an hour, you better have a great changeup. And there you see Garcia's changeup. Look at the late break movement on that as he turns it over.
Josh Willingham, 3 for his last 25. Every time the Nats hit a line drive this weekend, it's at somebody. 5 in a row for Garcia to start the game.
Getting back to Zimmerman and talking about crowding the plate more. I mean, Frank Robinson, Hall of Famer, told me that's what he did against the greats that he faced, all the Hall of Famers, Bob Gibson, Drysdale, etc. And I looked up his numbers. As a right-handed batter versus righties, 294. As a right-handed batter versus left-handed pitchers, hit 295. So talk about consistency, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. And if you're not getting to that outside part of the plate and you can't cover it, and they just keep striking you out and striking out, you have to adjust. You can't stay in the same spot you're accustomed to.
Roger Bernardina, 2 hits this weekend. He's hit safely 13 of his last 16 games, batting .327. When asked about his struggling lineup before the game this morning, Riggleman said they have at least thought of putting Bernardina higher up in the batting order. But he likes Bernardina 6th when Pudge is not in the lineup because he's a guy who can drive in runs. Problem is nobody's on base these days. And a 1-2 locks him up. And some of the Nats who haven't seen Freddie Garcia before, it certainly looks like it. He's perfect through 2.
That's nothing but just pure speed, and gets him out of that inning. And right here, Will Nieves to Desmond to Dunn. That double play right there, that is a pitcher's best friend because it gets you out of the inning again. So you need great defense on the day when a contact guy is pitching.
5 ground ball outs by Lannon, plus the fly ball run down by Morgan. So here's Juan Pierre, who bounced out to Zimmerman first time.
Well, and the thing on Freddie Garcia that I've been taught for the last 30 years around baseball, he doesn't throw harder than 86. He's like Levi. You got to go up in the box. Some of our guys are still on the back line. He's dropping changeups at the front of the plate. If you're going to just stand there and let these guys strike you out all day, it's going to be a long day for the Nationals. You got to adjust. Right. You got to adjust, move up in the box, and try to get to that breaking ball before it breaks.
There were times when people used to make fun of Cal Ripken because he had a different batting stance and a different spot in the box almost every time up. But Cal had a purpose to that.
Yeah, really, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. It worked for him.
Knowledgeable people.
Out to short. Desmond again.
And what shows you the greatness with Cal Ripken Jr. is that he was able to make an adjustment in the middle of his at-bat and still go out there and do what he did.
First 10,000 fans in the ballpark on T-Shirt Tuesday receive a clip and save. Tyler Clippard, Matt Capps, huh? It's presented by Tickets.com. Hope you can join us for the Nats and the Royals. That'll be game 2 of the series, Tuesday night, 7:05. We'll give you the pitching matchups for that series shortly. Alexi Ramirez bounced out to Desmond his first time.
Okay, 89, late on the swing. Let's see what they come up with next pitch.
Close, but Gibson didn't give the call. counts 2-2 to Alexi Ramirez. Way out ahead of a breaking pitch.
Steve Stone, the color man for the White Sox, said he's going to make a comeback because of, what was it, Holbrook was the guy behind the dish yesterday?
Sam Holbrook?
Yeah, he said if Sam Holbrook's going to ump like that, he's going to come back with that wide strike zone yesterday.
3-2. Levon Hernandez, Bruce Chen tomorrow night. Luis Adelano, Anthony LaRue on Tuesday. Steven Strasburg and Brian Bannister on Wednesday. He said,
wait till you see that hard-throwing Strasburg versus the soft-tossing Bannister. That'll be a gem. I like Brian Bannister. They got him from the Mets years ago. That kid can change speeds. Slow and slower.
Floyd's son, right? Alex Rios based it up the middle, stole a base, scored on a single by Konerko, first time up. And the White Sox have out-hit the Nationals 5-0. So the White Sox have 20 hits in this series. The Nationals have 8. Rios tees off. Willingham back. Josh will get there on the track. And with the runner, Ramirez all the way to second. Nationals try to get the throw in behind him. And that'll be the second out of the inning.
John can't live up there. You got to get this location down. That pitch is up. And Rios just missed it. It would have been 3-0. Nice catch by the hammer.
Next up, Paul Konerko. I wonder if Rios, after Rios flies out, if Ramirez might be on the move here. He's got some speed. He stole a base to get into scoring position first time up. Paul Konerko won't bother to run. Glenn Nieves will tag him out. Third inning over for the White Sox in a hurry. Bottom 3 for the Nats coming up. Maybe some more. That dad's saying we're number 1.
All right, this is the play where they're saying there's an error. Now look at where our infielders are. They're coming in. You've got an American League pitcher trying to bunt. Will Nieves picks off the catcher, but Ian Desmond has nobody to throw the ball to. And even though he picks it and bobbles it, there's nobody at third, there's nobody at first. So how do you assess an error if there's nobody in position to catch the ball?
Here's Desmond, bottom of the third. How many career stolen bases Ramon Castro has? He could have used one. Ramon Castro coming into this game. Rob, that would have doubled his major league career total.
You would think he'd be on the back end of a couple of double steals every now and then.
No, sir.
Two stolen bases.
Well, just one now, still. All right, Desmond, Nieves, and Lannon, bottom of the third. Ian Desmond in this series, 1 for 7. It's going to take maybe a couple of bloops to fall in, a 3 or 4 run inning. Maybe the other team to boot one to get the Nats out of this thing. It seems like if a couple of hits can get put together, then, as they say, hitting is contagious. But if you don't swing the bat, nobody's going to get this team out of a slump. That's 2 taken strike threes on fastballs today and a whole bunch yesterday.
I don't know why our hitters are so surprised. He's basically a 3-pitch pitcher. He's throwing 2 right now, fastball, changeup, and our guys are just standing there watching. I know you're trying to track it in your first at bat, but
not with 2 strikes.
Yeah, we need to take advantage here on Garcia. Just to try to scratch out 3 hits in a row.
And Will Nieves steps in, 4 for his last 39. He's given the high strike, Greg Gibson is. Fly balls by Morgan, Guzman, and Willingham's line drive to short. Everything else strikeouts. And this is not a strikeout pitcher. Rob, when you see guys taking fastballs to strike out, that indicates to me they're up there guessing.
Well, exactly. They're confused. And maybe they had a bad scouting report, bad intel, but as a baseball player, forget the scouting report. Go up there and let your natural ability take over. And move up on the plate. Move up in the box. This guy's not going to blow it by you. And if you're going to wait for that changeup to dip down so you can look at it, it's going to dip down and you're going to swing 2 feet over top of it.
Strikeouts keep on coming. 2 outs here in the third. Kansas City Royals are coming to town tomorrow night. We're on the air on MASN HD. And then a Wednesday 4:30 matinee. Day off on Thursday. The Orioles and the Nats up in Baltimore for the weekend. That'll be the end of interleague play 1 week from today. Kansas City's at Atlanta right now, trailing 4-2. Second inning. And the Orioles' struggles have been well documented all year long. So those are winnable ball games. If the Nats can grab one here today, they'll be feeling a lot better about the upcoming week.
We got to stop worrying about what's coming up. We got to start winning some ball games now.
Yeah, what's coming up, like opponents not that strong and pitchers who are injured.
If you think you're just going to walk all over the Royals and the Orioles, you got another thing coming. I mean, they're major league teams. They're going to give you a fight every day.
And look at Garcia. Oh, that looked like ball 4, but Gibson gave him the call. Looked like he had walked John Lannon. Hasn't given up a base runner yet. Ball 4.
That actually looked better than the one before.
I know. Nats have their first base runner. And it's a walk to John Lannon, who was 2 for 24 this year. Top of the order, Nyjer Morgan.
That's just basically 5 plus the 2.5 innings we've gone against Garcia.
Scary numbers. Slow tapper. Morgan out to Konerko. John Lannon, the only runner of the day, stranded, and after 3, White Sox lead 1-0. Pros, here's Debbie.
Well, it is Father's Day, Bob, and Matt Capps will wear a heavy heart today. His father passed away last October, but he's inspired every time out by a message that his dad gave him. He said, somebody's got to do it, and he wears that on his hat, and he looks at his hat every time out before going out to pitch and thinks of his dad. He said that his dad would have loved Washington, D.C., he would have loved the Washington Nationals, and he's here every day in spirit under Matt's cap.
Well said, Debbie. And our hearts go out to all of you, the two men in the booth included, who do not have our fathers anymore. Rob, your dad passed away way too young, in his late 60s.
Our dad, you lost him 14 years ago.
On my birthday, a day we will share forever. Carlos Quentin, top of the fourth inning. And for many, Father's Day is an emotional day. And for us, it is. Up and away, 2-1.
Met a man, Larry, yesterday when we had the day off. I was down at the President's Club visiting with some of the Wounded Warriors. So I said, can you come over and say happy birthday to my husband? I'm like, okay. But his dad is sitting on his right, and he goes, well, he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for his mother.
I don't know where Ian Desmond got his arm, from his mom or his dad. I know his mom was a big influence on him early in his life, and that is some gun from shortstop.
Wow, this is just, you're blessed with this. He's got a tremendous arm, very accurate, and you see him, he could take a little bit extra time, get a nice grip, and then fire it over there.
Next up will be Ramon Castro. And a bouncer right to the waiting Guzman. Big hop, catcher running, 2 outs.
John's doing a really nice job. What has he got, about 9 ground ball outs now?
That is 9.
So that's when you know John's on his game, when he's getting a ton of ground ball outs.
And other than the pitch to Konerko, everything else pretty much on the ground. He left one up on 3-2 with first base open. The base hit by Rios earlier in the inning was a ground ball that went through up the middle. That's a drive to right center. This Vicieto kid, making his major league debut, has hit the ball really hard twice. They'll call for the baseball. That'll be his first major league hit.
I don't know what the scouting report is on him, but keep from the outside part of the plate.
He's 21 years old, from a town called Remedios on the island of Cuba.
It's Herm Schneider, a trainer that's been there for like 30 years.
He was the guy that kept Bo Jackson in one piece for a couple of years.
Yep, and rehabbed him back from the artificial hip surgery. I played 3 months with the White Sox at the end of my career, and they had this pool that had jet streams that would you'd have to go against it to try to, build back up your lower half, and that's how Bo Jackson, he lived in that pool, and it was built especially for Bo.
Well, before he got hurt, that was one of the most amazing athletes you'll ever see on a baseball field.
And football field. One of the best 2-sport athletes ever.
I know Brian Bosworth still remembers the day
he got run over.
That Bo turned the corner in Seattle and ran right over.
The Bo Mac truck.
Bo destroying the Boz.
What a marketable cat that was, though. Bo knows Bo.
2-1 pitch, and Beckham lashes one up the middle. He's 2 for 2. Thank goodness we're in the National League ballpark, and the pitcher's coming up. It's Freddie Garcia with 2 on, 2 out. He won't be bunting this time.
Well, he's no slouch either. Like you said, lifetime 200 average. Beckham, 2 for 2 now on the day.
Every time I think of Bo Jackson, I still remember that video of him literally running up and down the wall at Old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, catching that ball and then just running right up the wall. Garcia goes up hacking. John keeps it down and away.
He's like 6'5", 250 pounds, so you don't want to hit his back.
4 career RBIs for Freddie. He played for the Phillies in 07. and has had some interleague at-bats over the years.
Had some great years up in Seattle.
18 wins in 01, 16 in 02, 14 in 05 with the White Sox, and then 17 and 9 for the 06 team. He pitched 228 innings for the World Championship Club in 05. White Sox don't have too many guys left on their roster from that team. And John Lannon puts an end to the fourth inning. The 2 hits don't hurt. It remains a 1-0 game. Advance. And by Jaguar. Visit your local Jaguar dealer to experience the 2011 Jaguar XJ. Hot day at the ballpark. Pitchers are hot as well. They've been out throughout this series. In fact, it was so hot today, Teddy chose not to run. Geico President's Race.
There he is.
Teddy doing his Pharaoh imitation.
Having a mimosa.
That's a bad-looking Hawaiian shirt he's got on, too, by the way. That's the size of that thing. Guzman, Zimmerman, Dunn, bottom of the fourth. Wide zone, high zone today.
It's hot out there for the umpires, too.
Yes, it is. Very cordial chat with Jerry Davis, the crew chief, this morning about that play on Friday night, and he confirmed for us that when a batter swings and misses a ball and it hits him, even if it bounces first, it is considered a swinging strikeout. We had a nice visit, found out that Jerry grew up about 1 mile from where I did a long, long time ago in St. Louis, Missouri, but I thought it was good of Jerry to visit with us, and just want to make sure that we knew that the ball bouncing matters not. Now the Nats have the hit as Guzman jacks one to the scoreboard. He looks at the third base coach, keeps on coming. He is safe at third. And for Christian Guzman, his 4th triple of the year.
89 for a career.
He's had a lot of them.
Won, I think, 21 in one season back with the Twins, and this ball's crushed. He got up on the plate, and he smokes it in the right center field, and then Carlos Quinton and Alex Rios kind of kick it around in honor of the World Cup. And there you see Guzman kick it into another gear. He smelled triple and got it easily.
Funny you bring that up. I was thinking yesterday as I watched the Nats continue to struggle, that the White Sox came to town and a World Cup tournament broke out. 2-1, 1-0.
We saw a referee take a goal away from the Americans in that.
Every sport has its issues. Of course, 16 years ago this week, RFK Stadium was the host to a lot of World Cup games. That was a very exciting time here in town. The day Italy played Mexico, East Capitol Street was a fiesta. It was really jumping. Music and drums and cymbals.
It might be a fiesta right now. Zim could drive in this run from third.
He's been sitting on 36 RBIs for a while. Got to get the run home to tie this game. Bouncer up the middle. Guzman frozen. If he was coming on a contact play, would have scored easily. Alexi Ramirez takes a hit away.
Well, you do have to make sure that this is a ball that gets through and not caught on the line. But as Zim looks down there, you got to have a walking lead right here. And if you're walking down the line, you know that that's going to be a ground ball right in front of the plate. So the run should have scored, but with no outs, better to be safe than sorry with Big Dunn coming up.
Adam a chance to tie Willingham for the team lead in RBIs here with 40.
Get up on the plate, get up in the box, and crush this guy. The defense. The American League teams don't shift on Dunn.
Detroit and Chicago have it. Not with anybody on base.
I mean, how would you like to be on the right side of the infield with Adam Dunn sitting up there at the plate? You got to have some serious guts. Nothing like Canerco. What power to you, Tom?
Now there's a lot of things Freddie Garcia can do here on 1 and 2.
Another changeup right here. You're going to see him turn it over. Adam is up on the dish now and trying to get that before it breaks away from him. He takes one.
Counts even 2-2.
The only time he's given him a fastball, he's thrown it way out of his zone. So nothing but changeup from the dirt.
There's some contact. Runners coming home. Guzman digging. Save! He got by the tag. And we'll have an argument from Ozzie Guillen. So Adam Dunn gets an RBI. It'll be ruled a fielder's choice RBI. The Nats tie the game. They'll take it any way they can get it.
Well, it's a soft hit to the right side. Canerco makes a good play on it, but Christian Guzman does slide in there and get his hand across the plate. So it's a good call. Here on our Exmo, we're going to see him look at the hand, come across the plate. Wonderful call by the umpire.
Ray Gibson, great position to make that call, and a fantastic slide. And Rob mentioned this earlier. In his days with Minnesota, Guzman hit a lot of triples. He was always a good base runner. Used to steal lots of bases. So he knows the finer arts of getting around a tag to get to a bag or home plate. And finally, the Nats scored. They had not scored since the 7th inning on Friday night on the double by Adam Dunn.
It's just a rough patch. Get the 5 games back.
Adam Dunn running, and Willingham has a base hit. Dunn will go to third. Now, how do you hit and run with those two guys?
Very carefully.
How about that?
He gets another changeup on righty. Not a big fan of that, unless you have like a Strasburg changeup, and so off the end of the bat right here by the hammer, this is a changeup. You see it dip down. He goes down and he gets it. So the second trip through, our guys have made wonderful adjustments, and they're starting to get to Freddie Garcia.
Well, this just goes to show what happens when a guy leading off the inning gets on base. The Nats have not been able to do that. Guzman gets the triple, and now first and third, 1 out, and a big spot for Bernardino. Hard guy to double up. The White Sox play back at double play depth, at least up the middle.
Well, and yesterday, Peavy had some wonderful stuff. Great. Wonderful for him. He was able to spot it all on the outside portion of the plate or down low in the zone. And he kept us off balance.
By the way, that was Willingham's first career hit off Garcia. Had come in 0 for 3 against Freddie. Adam Dunn gets the RBI ground ball. He's 0 for 10 career. But that was Kristen Guzman's 11th career hit against this right-hander. He saw him a lot in the American League. The guy who has the most hits is in the lineup today, Adam Kennedy, who was 17 for 62.
By the way, my wife came up with a nickname for Bernardina, Roger the Body Bernardina.
How about a base hit RBI guy? Willingham stops at second base, and the Nationals have the lead for the first time in this series.
Well, the Body has been wearing out a pattern up the middle of the field. A lot of his hits lately right back up the back box, and that's just a wonderful job of teaching hitting by Rick Eckstein to these guys. When in doubt, just drive it right back where it came from, and that's a huge RBI in this ballgame.
Raj the Bod with his 20th of the year. And here's Desmond. He was trying to bunt for a base hit.
It's a good idea. Got a rookie at third base. Deep.
Nationals with 3 hits in an inning for the first time in this series.
That runners in scoring position.
That's 10th in the National League among all players. He goes to left center. Ball's going to hang up for Pierre in the gap. And 2 outs. Number 8 hitter Will Nieves will be next. Don't forget about that new era flex plan. For a limited time, you can pick 3 games. You get a 4th one free at 202-675-NATS or nationals.com/2010. With that, you get a new era Nats cap, and that's the official ball cap the Nationals wear on the field. Maximum 4 tickets per purchase on the new era flex plan.
Will cheat up in the box.
He's got his back foot on the back line. Front door breaking ball for the strike.
You would think Garcia would be careful with Will, no matter what Will's hitting with the pitcher on deck.
Davis with 7 RBIs on the year. Second base Willingham, first base Bernardina. Ball blocked by Ramon Castro. Braves lead the division by a 1.5 games over New York. The Braves have won 4 in a row now. The Nats are 10 back. Atlanta still leading. Well, not anymore. Royals just got 2 runs to tie him before 4/3 inning. And Nieves goes right field line with a base hit. Willingham around third to give the Nats a 3-1 lead. Checking in at third is Bernardina, and Will Nieves comes up big. Well, Rob, we said earlier, it's going to take some guys to get consecutive hits to wake up this offense, and the guys are doing it now.
No, we're not killing Garcia. I mean, Garcia's worst hit of the inning is Guzman's triple, but that's a perfect job right there by Nieves, getting the pitch up in the zone, driving it the other way, which is his specialty. And now you got the pitch right there.
Garcia had him 0-2. looked like ball one to Lannon. John hits one right off the end of the bat out to the shortstop, Ramirez. Low throw, and Konerko digs it out. Christian Guzman's 89th career triple got the Nats going. 3 singles later, Washington finally gets some runs on the board. Nats Look at that blue bonnet, or that pink bonnet. That is gorgeous. Let's join our friends at DynCorp International in saluting our troops and in thanking them for all the wonderful things they do here and abroad. Every time we can, we give it our DynCorp International Troop recognition. All right, John Lennon has a lead to work with. When's the last time a Nats pitcher could say that? Top of the 5th inning, top of the order for the Chicago White Sox, who came into this game 3rd from the bottom in the American League, hitting at .245. Ozzie Guillen mildly argued that play at the plate in Christian Guzman, but the replay clearly showed he got that left hand in under the tag. Beautifully done. Pierre 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls. Lannon's ahead of him. Time to change those numbers. He's already changed for the better the second time through numbers today.
They're just numbers. I told you. Don't let the first 13 starts affect the last 20. So we're just going to, you know what, let's just start the season over today. I don't think the Mets are going to run away with it. I don't think the Braves are going to run away with it. So got to stay close by the All-Star break. And then you start getting your pitchers back from the DL. It's like making trades.
Base hit. Juan Pierre's hit the ball on the ground 3 times today. That's what a speedy, no power guy is supposed to. And the White Sox have 8 hits now. Here comes the smartphone with AT&T Trivia. 3 players, the most hits as a shortstop all time. Well, we know one of them's in the ballpark, Omar Vizquel.
Cal Ripken Jr. Over 3,000 hits.
And I would say Luis Aparicio would be the other.
Was Rogers Hornsby a second baseman?
He was.
Ernie Banks?
Shortstop, first baseman. I don't think Ozzie Smith had.
No.
Ozzie had over 2,000. I think he was around 2,400, something like that. I'll go with Vizquel, Aparicio, and Ripken. I don't think Cal had that many after he moved to third base. 1-1 to Alexi Ramirez. Jeter would be up there.
Yeah, Jeter's got like 20.
I think it's
Jeter. Ripken, Jeter,
Vizquel. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alexi Ramirez, who singled to right his last time. That's the Major League's leading base stealer over there, Juan Pierre, with 27. .486 career steals for Pierre in his 11th year.
Talking about being up on the dish. Look where Ramirez is.
There's the runner going. Base hit by the diving Desmond. Ian was a foot shorter. That would have been a double play. And now the White Sox have 9 hits and runners at the corners with nobody out right after the Nats took the lead.
Wow, and Ramirez and Pierre, great at bats. They just muscled their balls through the infield, knowing that they got their big hammers coming up in Rios and Konerko and Carlos Quinton. So
time called and Steve McCaddy on his way to the mound. Marlins lead the Rays 2-1 at home in the 5th inning. We told you Atlanta had a 4-2 lead. Now Kansas City leads 5-4 in the 3rd at Atlanta. Phillies trail Minnesota 1-0. And the Mets trailing 4-0 at New York against the Yankees. How about those shortstops, all-time hits? And his Aparicio.
Okay, so Ripken Jr. moved over to 3rd. They got about 500 hits.
Derek Jeter looks like a cinch for 3,000.
Well,
not sure Omar will make it.
Yeah, I don't think Omar's going to make it, but Jeter's the all-time hits leader in a Yankee uniform. I think all the great Yankees that put that uniform.
Big trouble here in Alex Rios.
It's 16 first pitch strikes out of 21 batters for John Landon today.
And the Nationals, with a 2-run lead, play the infield back for a double play.
Just got to put them away.
Your odds of throwing Juan Pierre out at home are remote anyway, unless it's a one-hopper to the pitcher. That ball shooting for the gap in right center. One hops the wall. Pierre scores. Ramirez to 3rd. He'll be held. And the White Sox just come right back. This is just exactly what the Tigers did to the Nationals in Detroit. Every time Washington got a lead, boom, back they came.
Well, the pitch location to Rios right here is just not good. It's up in the zone, up and away, and you want to face that guy either way in or down and away. But he takes that pitch, it looked like a fastball up, crushed it to right center field.
All right, here's another situation where first base is open. You're facing one of the top 5 or 6 power hitters in the game. And a .215 hitter who's 0 for 2 is on deck. White Sox have out-hit the Nationals 10-4. Up the middle, a run will score, and now 2 runs will score.
Pick that off.
Just like that, the White Sox put 3 right back up on the board.
Professional hitter right there.
Konerko has 3 RBIs today and now 51 on the year.
That'll do it for John. Well, I think Riggleman wanted to give John a chance to get out Konerko. and stay in this ball game if he could. He didn't, so he's out of the ball game. But I think that's just the manager saying, listen, you have to be able to get major league hitters out. You have to be able to get major league hitters out in a jam. And he let him face one more guy, and he didn't meet the challenge, and now he's going to the showers.
John Lannon's last 3 starts, 4 2/3, 4 1/3, and 4. Can win up to $1 million. Runner at first, nobody out. Miguel Batista takes over. Trying to keep this a 4-3 game. They'll face Carlos Quentin. John Lennon goes 4+. Didn't walk anybody, 1 strikeout, 11 hits.
I felt he was aggressive today. He was definitely getting ahead of the hitters. He could have stood to throw a few more breaking balls out there. He threw a lot of fastball changes. Really, Ramirez and Beckham both with a couple of hits off of him. Those are the guys you really got to attack. Stay away from Rios and Canerco, but you got to get the Ramirez and Beckham duo out of there.
Well, the Nationals gave up 3 RBIs to Canerco today with first base open. I think you'd rather want to deal with Quentin and Castro. But Rios and Canerco are 4 for 6 today with 4 runs batted in. So hard to get 3 runs, and then in 4 swings it's gone. Ramon Castro is next, 1 for 2. Quentin is 0 for 2, pair of ground balls today. John Lennon had 9 ground ball outs.
Now Miguel Batista has to keep it right there. Get you out of this inning, minimal damage. And give these guys an opportunity to go back to work against Garcia. American League teams have been tough. They are built for big run innings.
American League 84 wins, National League 70 coming into this Sunday.
Well, if you saw Mike Pelfrey's loss yesterday, if he's pitching at home at Citi Field, he might win that game. The home run to Shera hit, that was a joke. It was a fly ball to right field that went out. Just got over the fence.
There's another hit. I mean, they're hitting the ball right on the button. 5 hits in a row by the White Sox. That'll bring up Castro with runners at first and second, nobody out. Here in the 5th inning.
Well, and give their hitters some credit. I mean, they've made adjustments along the way. You start just throwing them patterns away. All they're doing is smacking the ball away. You know, so it's a question of whether it's Konerko or Rios or Quinton. You know, they're hitting it where it's pitched. They're doing a good job of pitch recognition and saying, okay, you're going to throw me away, I'm going to go away. And I thought our hitters did a great job last inning. So if it's going to go that way, then it's going to be a lot of runs scored today. You got to. Miguel's strength is his sinker. So he's just got to pound these righties with sinkers. He can't be throwing sliders and breaking balls away from guys like Quinton. Besides the fact you're saying, okay, what in my repertoire can get a ground ball and do some double play right here?
Breaking ball, swung on and missed. You have a catcher running if you get the grounder.
It's like a cutter right here. Runs it away from him.
Limited action. Castro's been productive.
It's making the most of your time when you do get something.
Well, he's hitting .310 as A.J. Pierzynski's backup.
That's 3 breaking balls in a row, and he's starting to get the adjustment down.
Foul tip right off the gear of Will Nieves on a fastball.
He took a good shot right there.
That might have shattered the glasses.
Well, you want to be a catcher, listen to this. That was the helmet of Will Nieves and a mask.
And a 1-2 pitch.
He's running sinkers back from the outside in. That's not a bad pitch. Just got to get it to break down, though.
I'm just wondering if now that Will has lost his sunglasses, there's a foul pop behind home plate and the sun coming right in from there, if he might have a problem with it today. 1-2 the count still, 2 on, nobody out. Another line drive. That's down. Bases loaded, nobody out.
You know how I feel about the right fielder playing deep. Right-handed hitter when I'm a right-handed pitcher. And that's 2 balls that are just now short hop Bernardino. Well, it's a breaking ball, and about the 4th or 5th one in that sequence of pitches to Castro, and he just takes it to right field. So they're making good adjustments. But you can't play so deep that ball just keeps falling in front of you. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. If he hits it over your head, that's my fault as a pitcher. If it keeps falling in front of you, you need to move in as an outfielder. You can't run in to catch that ball.
28-11 now in hits in this series. 13 of them today, and it's only the 5th inning. 6 hits in a row by the White Sox. And this Viciedo kid has hit the ball extremely hard twice in his major league debut. Good fastball inside corner. Target away. And then he missed his spot, and the pitch was up and in, and it's 0-2.
I got no problem with that. He just reared back on those last 2 pitches and let it fly. I played with a guy that the catcher might be set up outside, he'd still throw it inside because he would think the guy in second is giving signals.
Line drive, Guzman, Desmond, and a 4-6-3 double play. White Sox score a run to take a 5-3 lead. That'll be the final run charged to John Lanner.
Come back, how you do?
Chasing 2 runs right now. You got to get this guy.
It's Gordon Beckham, who came in hitting 200, and he was 2 for 2 against John Lanner. Pitcher is next. Runner at third.
Where's that?
And a bouncer to Desmond, so Batista will get out of the inning after giving up 2 hits. The White Sox put 4 on the board, lead by 2.
Fire with fire and go right at Garcia and start just tapping the ball the other way, get some base hits.
Well, if these teams are built for hammering, somebody's getting them out. They came in hitting 245, and the White Sox have really piled up some base hits in this series over the Nats this weekend. Something about the AL-NL matchup not working for pitchers on this side of the ledger. Niger Morgan, bottom of the 5th inning, 5-3 ball game. He goes the other way and drops one into left field.
Nice.
Guzman started it last inning with a leadoff triple.
coach said, get it going, get the triple, and then the rest of the hits just keep on coming. And the body Bernardina up the middle where Nieves clutch two-out hit to right field. And I brought in another one, so it's time to go back to work.
Morgan, 15 steals, 5th in the league, but caught more than any other base stealer.
Does not need to steal right here. Down a couple of runs, just take it easy and
that's just giving away an out.
It worked well yesterday, though. He did it a couple of times. A base hit early in the game on that bunt. Well, he goes for the drag bunt, and he gets it on the top half of the bat and pops it up. Let's see if Zim can parlay that contact last time to going yard. Needed a long ball out of the Zim.
That was really close. "90 feet means nothing here. He cannot get picked off."
It looked like he was going right there, so Garcia didn't use his great move. He used just a good move to see what he was doing.
Zimmerman 0 for 2 today, 1 for 9 in this series. And only 4 hits in his last 32 at bats. He hammers that one right at Viciedo. 5-4-3 double play, inning over. Nats have hit into a lot of bad luck with hard hit balls on the infield in this series, and there's another. With first base open, Nats have pitched to him, and he's knocked in 3 runs.
Well, they came roaring right back after we scored 3. A couple of hits up the middle, then Rios got a hit, then Canerco got a hit. And Rios again with another hit. That time with a couple of guys on base. This is Canerco, second and third, first base open, and kind of pitch he liked well enough to shoot it through the hole. But you know what? 5-3. Still got a half a ball game to go, Bob. I like our chances. We're only chasing 2.
Batista and Garcia, top 6.
The White Sox 2 through 5 hitters this series, 15 for 44. That's a 341 clip.
Of the Nationals, 3, 4, 5 hitters in this series. Would be 3 for 21.
Batista looks like he's got a good sinker starting to work now. Downward break.
Garcia gets the bat on it. Over to Desmond. White Sox box score. Where do you start? Number 2 man has 2 hits. So does 3 and 4.
Well, I start here.
So does 6.
Beckham and Ramirez. Those 4 for 6 days right there. That hurts.
They were 0 for 16 combined coming into this game in the series. Juan Pierre's going to take his time getting in there, take a couple of practice swings, do a little housekeeping, give his pitcher time to get back in the dugout.
He's a veteran. He's good.
Leadoff hitters are some of the best procrastinators in baseball. And then he goes up and swings at the first pitch, so why bother?
Oh, he still killed a little bit of time.
Not much. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. I want to say happy Father's Day to all the great dads on our crew today, our Masson crew, who makes our job so good here at the ballpark. In fact, one of them is not only a father, but a grandfather.
2 times. Doug Yulaki, grandpa.
We've got a couple of grandpas.
We do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wayne Getz, audio.
All right, Wayno.
Grandpa. Tom Ward's a grandpa. I don't feel so old anymore. 2-0 to Alexi Ramirez, who's 2 for 3 today, and that's on the inside corner. And hats off, gentlemen. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your kids, your grandkids. And hopefully a Nats win to help the whole thing out. By the way, I read something funny today. It said that on Mother's Day, there are more phone calls made than on any other day of the year. On Father's Day, there are more collect phone calls made than any other day of the year. So evidently, in a lot of instances, Dad's still paying the freight. Thought that was funny. Does anybody call collect anymore? That must have been pre-cell phone statistics. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramirez.
I think there's a whole generation of kids out there. They have no idea about like rotary phones.
Or what a collect call is.
Or what? Yeah, exactly.
They make video calls to their dad. Mm-hmm. That's way inside. 3 and 2.
You could be on your computer and Skype for free.
Ask about the Nats at MassonSports.com as we speak of high tech. Our website. Email us in, ask a question. You can also go to MassonSports.com. Ben Gessling has his live in-game chat going on right now, which he does just about every day. Swing and a miss on a pitch way inside. And Batista gets a 1-2-3 inning, the first by a Nationals pitcher today. Rhett. And Rhett, he's got a little brother now. Ryder's about 3 months old now. Mom Ginger and Dad Josh. Great family day at the ballpark, taking advantage of that family fun pack on Sundays. You can get a great seat for the ball game, a hot dog, a soda, bag of chips. It's only $14 per person. Great deal. All the dads know good deals when they see one. And here's Adam Dunn.
So do we call Rhett the Little Hammer?
Yes. Nationals box score showing a Guzman triple, a Dunn RBI grounder, singles by Willingham, Bernardina, and Nieves, and all that came in the 4th inning. Nigel Morgan has 1 hit. That was last inning. The double play erased him. Adam Dunn having a hard time with contact against the soft tosser Garcia. Coming into the ball game, Adam Dunn was 0 for 8 against Freddie in his career. So that has made it to 0 for 10. Rhett's dad on deck. Ooh, look at that run support. Wow. He's given up 4.5, but getting a 1.5 per game, more than that from his ball club. Really 2.5 runs more than that.
That time they put the shift on Adam. Well, but all 7 of those wins have come after a White Sox loss. So one thing you can say about Freddie is he will stop the losing streak.
That was the shortstop over there, Alexi Ramirez. That'll bring up Josh Willingham with Roger Bernardino to follow here in the 6th. Josh has hit the ball well twice, lined out to short and then lined to base hit over short. That's that one that pushed Dunn to third when Adam was moving on the pitch. Followed by RBI singles from Bernardina and Nieves. Nats had a 3-1 lead, and that quickly disappeared.
Last pitch, slow breaking ball, got the call. Nice high, old American League style strike zone today.
Reminiscent of the days when the American League umpires wore that huge outside chest protector. And they just couldn't get down as low as the National League umpires could. Willingham skies one out of play to the left side.
Get out.
It's it. We're kind of like an AWACS radar plane up here. I think the military calls what we have up here a God's eye view of things. And we always tell the broadcasters who come in here, we know when a ball's out of play or in a gap before anybody on the field does.
I feel like we're in a watchtower.
Willingham fights off an inside pitch. Roger Bernardina has another base hit today, and he's hit safely in 14 of his last 17 games. He's laying claim to the right field job. Willingham, and that's a fair ball. He'll turn on one and hit it down into the corner. So Josh Willingham has 12 homers, a triple, and that'll be his 9th double of the year. They kept pounding him inside. He turned on that one.
Well, throws a running fastball, sinker, down and in. And the hammer just shoots it right inside the third base bag. But he's been seeing so many pitches away from him, Bob. I mean, obviously it's around both leagues that anything from the middle to plate in on the hammer, you might lose it on you, so you got to stay away from him. I like this matchup for the Bobby, though.
Bernardina base hit up the middle right through the box last time. He'll pull it, though. Ball hugging the ground. Well played by Beckham. 2 outs. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here at the ballpark is Miller Lite Party Nights. Score a scoreboard pavilion seat and a drink voucher for only $20. And for premium games, it's $22. Prime games, as we call them. A lot of great things happening out at the Red Loft, the Red Porch on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And a reminder, this week there will not be any because Thursday's the day off, then it's on to Baltimore. So we look forward to the next homestand. Low and away to Ian Desmond, who's 0 for 2. Chance for Ian to deliver. One of the top 10 in the league with runners in scoring position. Not many rookies ever appear on that ledger. Last time up, he hit the ball hard to left center, caught by Pierre.
Have a 2-out hit right here.
That'll help, laying off that breaking ball away. Marlins now have a 4-1 lead over Tampa Bay. Braves are still trailing.
The Marlins hit out of order yesterday.
How do you do that in the National League ballpark?
I guess Freddie Gonzalez, when he went up to the umpire, put Wes Helms in the 3-hole instead of leaving him in the 9-hole for the pitcher. And then they wrote it wrong on their chart on the wall in the dugout. So as long as the umpire's got it one way, that's the way you got to hit.
3-1 to Desmond.
He's got the official tally.
Phillies are trailing at home. 7th inning to the Twins, 3-1. And the Mets continue to trail at Yankee Stadium 4-0. 7th inning there. Drew Storen is getting ready in the Nationals bullpen. Desmond strikes out. 1-out double. Willingham stranded. And the Willingham kids and the Dunn clan out in the manager's office. Look out. Starting on Friday, it's back to Baltimore for the Battle of the Beltways. As always, we will combine our Mass and HD family. Jim Hunter will be there. Mike Flanagan will be there. Rob Dibble and I, Debbie and Amber. So we'll have everybody together for the Battle of the Beltways starting Friday night. That's Extra Mass in HD. O's Extra Mass in 2 HD. Top of the 7th. Batista to Alex Rios. 2 for 3. 2 runs, a stolen base, and an RBI. White Sox lead 5-3, out hitting the Nationals 13-6. Breaking ball. Two balls and a strike to Rios. Konerko and Quentin to follow in the Chicago 7th. White Sox are trying to get back to 500 today. They've won 5 in a row. That's close.
Kinetic on the pitch track here, Bob, on the 2-1 pitch. Sinker on the outside edge. It was low, and they're not giving Greg Gibson's not giving that outside low pitch today. You've got to be high with it.
Kinetic North America, providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. And this one high in the air, short left. Josh Willingham under it. That'll bring up Paul Konerko. We told you about all the families taking advantage of the Family Fun Pack today. When the Nats are home on a Sunday, $14 gets you in a ticket for the game, hot dogs, chips, and soda. Go to nationals.com/kids. And the next one looks like it is the 4th of July. It's the Mets. And then the 11th, the Giants. That'll be the last game before the All-Star break. So 3 weeks from today will be the end of the mythical first half of the season. Although the Nats and other ball clubs will be beyond 81 games at that time. Another pop-up, right side this time. Adam Dunn will let Christian Guzman enjoy this one. 2 outs. And Miguel Batista keeping the White Sox at bay for the moment. Bringing up Carlos Quentin with 2 outs and the bases empty. This will be it for Batista, due to bat second in the 7th. Miguel's been throwing pretty well since he has started jamming these right-handed hitters, Rob.
He's a sinker baller. He wouldn't be the worst guy in the world to throw a start every now and then. I think he can do any worse than some of the guys in the division.
Miguel Batista has made lots of starts in his big league career. He knows what he's doing out there. He has made 237 career starts. Other than Levon, that's far more than anybody else on the staff. Inside corner, front door breaking ball. 2.
Well, it's imperative we start getting some 7-inning starts. We've got to get some guys go past the 4th and 5th inning. J.D. Martin did a nice job yesterday, by the way.
One of his better games.
It's actually very close to this point.
And a miss. A couple of strikeouts for Batista. He gives up a couple of hits, but pitches 3 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits. So Miguel Batista gets the ball game to the 7th. Josh Willingham has the most hits on the game summary today. 4th inning single he scored. 6th inning double. Alex Rios, a big day with Paul Konerko in the middle of the lineup for the White Sox, who are getting solid pitching from Freddie Garcia.
Well, this guy has been a great pickup. They brought him back this year after he got healthy last year. You see him get Zim looking at that pitch right there. Some great changeups. It's just frozen Adam done all day. Gets Bernardino on another one. Challenging guys with 88, 90 mile an hour fastball that he sets up with a great circle change, Bob. So we're seeing a guy a lot like Livan Hernandez, except with maybe a little bit better fastball. Great distribution. And like you said, he's not a strikeout guy, but he's got strikeout stuff today.
Nationals will dip into the dugout this inning. After Will Nieves bats, pinch hitter for Batista, then the top of the order.
Looks like Thornton down there throwing.
Adam Kennedy with the bat. And we mentioned that Adam Kennedy had more at bats against Freddie Garcia than any National. Drew Storen for the 8th. Will Nieves doesn't bite on that one. Left-hander Matt Thornton, who has a couple of saves for them this year.
That guy can throw.
Nobody had to save Jake Peavy yesterday. He did it all. Slow roller left side. Ramirez plays it perfectly. That'll bring up Adam Kennedy as the pinch hitter. In his career, Kennedy 62 at bats against Freddie Garcia, 17 hits for a 274 mark. So you knew at some point Jim Riggleman wanted to get Kennedy in there today against this pitcher. So Miguel Batista goes 3 innings, no runs on 2 hits. Didn't walk anybody. 2 strikeouts, rolled a double play ball. Kennedy has a pinch hitter, 3 for 8 with an RBI. A lot of at-bats against this guy. Longtime Angel and Oakland Athletic, Adam Kennedy. 2-1. To Chili'sBaseball.com. You might win yourself a VIP baseball trip at Chili's. It's all in the preparation. Adam Kennedy bumps one on a play to the left side.
Big pepper guy? Pepper all your food?
I had peppered bacon this morning.
Really?
Now that's good, some good bacon. I'm not a big pepper guy though, spring it on it.
But I know you're a big crisp bacon guy.
Has to be crispy.
My grandparents, Swedish descent, we have a big slab of bacon, get the drippings. It's called Shitney Selena. And
Adam Kennedy gets a good piece of that ball, but at the track it's hanging up and coming down for Alex Rios.
And, you know, you have it over an open fire, like today would be a great day for that. Put it over some fresh fried bread and have peppers and onions and stuff. My dad would always yell at me and say, "Don't eat the burnt bacon part of it." And I would always slice it off when he wasn't looking and eat it. But then I'd get an upset stomach and my dad would go, "I told you not to eat that burned up bacon."
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen to your dads.
Always listen to your dad. Well, maybe not.
Nigel Morgan trying to keep this inning alive. Well, you hope that little burst in the fourth inning wasn't it for the day. The Nats got 3 runs on 3 hits. Actually, 4 hits in that inning. First time they had put any hits together to speak of in several days.
I'll give you one pearl of wisdom out of this thing. Marry an ugly woman that she'll never cheat on.
Any woman you marry is beautiful. So evidently all the guys in your family were like Brad Pitt.
No, absolutely not. You know I have a face for radio.
Morgan takes ball 3. The Nats need a base runner badly here. Guzman on deck. In fact, it's interesting, of the hitters facing Garcia today, Christian Guzman's the only one who has hit a home run.
Yeah, where was that? Metrodome?
It's been a while.
Was that the old Kingdome?
Could have been the Kingdome, the Metrodome.
Those are 2 homer-friendly ballparks.
The Kingdome was a real bandbox in Seattle.
Goodness gracious.
Nigel Morgan hits it well to right field, but it's in the air without any power. That's right to the right fielder. The Nats go 3 in a row. What a good day to maybe take a little dip in the reflecting pool. And 3 losses. Former Atlanta Brave Bruce Chen will take him on. And for the Royals, Chen is 3-1. First time the Kansas City Royals will appear on the turf of Nationals Park. We'll start you with Nats Extra at 6:30. First game of a 3-game series. Royals, a once very proud expansion franchise that became a perennial winner in the American League, but they haven't been to the playoffs since they celebrated their World Series championship over St. Louis in '85. It's been a long, long drought for the Kansas City Royals. We'll get a first-hand look at them.
And their new manager, Ned Yost.
And you know who's on that team, don't you?
No.
One former Nat, outfielder Jose Guillen.
That was before my time.
His crowd reaction should be interesting. He did some damage with a bat here for a while at the old ballpark on East Capitol. Castro, Vicieto, and Beckham for the White Sox in the 8th.
The only reason I'm going to give him a pass is because he nearly died. He had some blood clot
you did, says Greg Gibson. 1 out. And Drew Storen gets him, starting off the 8th.
Yes, you did. You broke the plane. There's the plate right there. See.
Listening to the guy next door, Hawk Harrelson, who says, grab some bench.
Does it say that?
He used to. He used to.
Grab some bench?
Yeah, grab some bench.
Well, that's acceptable? You mean bloggers won't turn on me if I say that?
It's his line. Seems to work in Chicago. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dayan Vicieto, who's 1 for 3. He's hit the ball sharply 3 times. 1 deep drive caught by Morgan, base it up the middle, and a 4-6-3 double play ball. This kid's taking some good hacks today.
He had 14 home runs down in the minor leagues.
Yes, he did.
Called him up. So I'm thinking of some nicknames for Levi. The crafty Cupid. Or the cunning Cupid.
Senior Sneaky.
Well,
be sneaky first. Swing and a miss on a pitch way upstairs. Storen strikes out a couple, and Debbie Taylor, he's come out of the bullpen throwing smoke on this hot day.
Yeah, he's doing well. And you know what? He credits his dad for his success at the big league level.
He was one that got me started on it. He's been there since the beginning. Obviously, my mom has too, but my dad was really the one that really kind of brought me up loving baseball and really taught me how to hit, taught me how to pitch, and has been there from the beginning.
And I love how his dad used to shoot home after his newscast in between to teach, Drew a lot about baseball. He would throw to him and be out in the yard with his suit on. Bob?
Yeah, those anchors, they're on at 5 and 6. They're off till 10, and Dad used to sneak home for dinner and some little catch in the backyard. Very nice.
plate's right there.
Gordon Beckham, a good day, 2 for 3, solid in the field. He came in 1 for 16, including 0 for 8 in this series. And he'll hit one to right center that hangs up for Nigel Morgan. Good inning for Drew Storen on Father's Day. His first Father's Day for his dad as a major league pitcher. Well done. Before Ford, drive one. White Sox are going for the sweep. They're not far from it. Beautiful view of the National Harbor on this Sunday. Let's have a look at our forward drive of the game for the Nats coming back in the fourth. Guzman leading off.
Looked good for a few minutes. Started off the bottom half of the fourth inning with a triple. Gets on his horse, his 89th triple of his career. That's the forward drive of the game.
White Sox into their bullpen now with left-hander Matt Thornton. Freddie Garcia's done. Omar Vizquel for defense at third. Who better to call on than him? Not playing a lot of shortstop anymore, but he's very capable at the hot corner. And the lefty Matt Thornton, who has a couple of saves this year.
This guy could bring it. Look at that. 29 innings, 42 strikeouts for the lefty.
We saw him in a scoreless ninth on Friday night. A hit, an intentional walk, and 2 strikeouts. He faced Guzman and grounded him out to third. He faced Zimmerman, walked him intentionally, struck out Adam Dunn swinging. So those are the 3 do-ups for the Nats here in the 8th. And if you're Washington, you need to make it happen right here. That helps. Little liner lofted over third, and Christian Guzman has a multi-hit game today. He's 2 for 4.
Oh, and this is a guy who throws 95-plus fastballs, and he gets beat on his secondary 84. It looks like a little slide piece, some kind of wrinkle. See how far out in front of it that Guzman is. He's looking for 95, so he's got to start that bat early. That's what we talk about with hitters. You don't want to give that guy too much of the plate with an off-speed pitch when your bread and butter is power. That was it, David Bowie that sings putting out fires with gasoline. Well, that's what your job is. You're a gas man. Pitch up to that heat. Right over the right center field, Geico's.
Zimmerman 0 for 3 today and 1 for 10 in the series. Marlins won their game at home over Tampa Bay today, 4-1. Braves in the 6th tied with the Royals, 5-5. And the Phillies at home are now down 4-1. Late to the Twins. Mets are still down 4-0 at the Yankees. 1-1 to Zimmerman. Up and in. Big guns are up. Adam Dunn next here in the bottom of the 8th. Tony Pena, the right-hander. Two to Zimmerman. Ryan just can't make contact. He's down on strikes for the 6th time in the last 2 games.
That high fastball, tough to catch up. 97 upstairs on that last pitch.
I told you 3 weeks from today is the last game before the All-Star break. Anaheim is looming, and it's coming up quickly. Help send your favorite Nats to Anaheim. You can vote up to 25 times at nationals.com. Lefty-lefty matchup with Adam Dunn. Adam's 0 for 3 today. RBI ground ball. So Dunn and Zimmerman in this series are a combined 2 for 21. Willingham's come alive with 2 hits today. Middle of the lineups in this series, it's no contest. White Sox dominating the Nats.
He did something in his last swing he didn't particularly like.
Guzman at first, 1 out. Adam Dunn represents the tying run. The Sox have held the Nationals to 4 runs this entire series. Target away. Adam Dunn goes away. Second straight strikeout by Matt Thornton.
That's 30 innings pitched. 44 strikeouts now for Thornton. And these last strikeout pitches to Dunn and Zimmerman at 97 miles an hour. That's 97 on the black.
Ozzie Guillen doesn't appear to want the baseball from Thornton. He'll leave him in to face the right-hander Willingham with Tony Pena ready if needed.
I think he probably told Thornton, listen, don't mess around with this guy. If you can get him, but you got a lefty on deck. Bernardino, don't make a mistake on the half to Willingham.
This guy throws an easy mid-90s, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Matt Thornton's been around for a while, 33 years of age. He has a career 3.71 ERA. Willingham to left. Didn't get enough to hit it out of here. And Juan Pierre has it on the track. Nationals strand their 5th base runner into the 9th inning now. And the White Sox still lead by 2. One more inning to go. Hopefully the Nats will be able to mount a comeback. The White Sox are 1 inning away from a sweep here. Omar Vizquel against Drew Storen leads off top 9. Omar has had a couple of very damaging bloop hits against the Nats in this series, leading to runs on Friday and Saturday. Drew retired the side in order in the 8th and a strike to Vizquel. Hall of Famer?
Oh, definitely in my book.
27 hits, 2,700 hits.
2,700 hits, 11 gold gloves. One of the greatest shortstops that's ever played the game.
He's played in 6 division series, hitting .314, 3 LCS, hitting just a .192, and 2 World Series with the Indians, and he stole 6 bases in those 2 World Series.
But you know, the modern day voters will say, well, his OPS on road was not good.
OPS, GPS,
Exactly.
forget it. He's in.
His on-base percentage, that's what they said about Jim Wright. His on-base percentage on the road was low.
Yeah, you know what? Those guys never had to stand 60 feet from him.
Kidding. Now this is 2,728 hits now for his career. And he just nice, smooth, fluid swing. Just put it out there.
Oldest shortstop to ever win a Gold Glove when he was 39 4 years ago.
Man, when he went to San Francisco and everybody was getting on Brian Savion, what a magnificent pickup. He was amazing with the Giants.
He's turned over 1,700 double plays. 1,700, ladies and gentlemen. And in his career, he's made under 190 errors. He hasn't made an error this year. He's made 183 errors in almost 2,800 career games.
It's got to be one of the best fielding percentages for a shortstop.
And Rob, I have one more for him. Hits by a switch hitter. Pete Rolls 1, Eddie Murray 2, Frankie Fish 3, Robbie Alomar 4, Omar Vizquel 5th all-time. Hits by a switch hitter.
Okay, but maybe the greatest second baseman there ever played didn't get in the Hall of Fame last year. Robbie Alomar.
Yeah.
Joke.
Willie Davis makes the call. Close at first, and Juan Pierre. Even a little sacrifice, he makes that exciting. 2-3 played by Willie Davis. Played very well.
He is first amongst shortstops at 985 for a career.
Jimmy Rollins and Mike Bordick up there in those stats. 43 years of age. Gosh, it's his 21st year. How many guys do that anymore?
Cal Ripken Jr. is 8th and Ozzie Smith is 9th on the fielding percentage list.
Alexi Ramirez, 2 for 4. And as Royce Clayton so eloquently put it years ago, players like Omar Vizquel are becoming important to Major League Baseball again. It's always the foundation on which this game has been built, that you don't have to be 6'4", 240 to play this game.
Well, he helped Elvis Andrus down in Texas, and so did Michael Young. And Michael Young moved over to third base and has done fantastic now with the Rangers. And then this year he's helping Ramirez. So, I mean, he's just a great mentor. And then you can throw him out there at third base anytime you want. Or you can go back over to short if you want to rest Ramirez. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to have great fielding veterans around on your ball club. Plus, he can hit a little bit.
It's like having Pudge Rodriguez here.
Goodness gracious. Future Hall of Fame catcher working with some of our young pitchers.
He was trying to steal. Ball hits near the mound. Desmond picks it up close at first. And 2 outs with Omar Vizquel. He was waiting for the shortstop or the first baseman to make any little mistake, and he was prepared to come around and score on that little rolling ground ball. So a runner at third, 2 outs here in the 9th. Nationals Park at the 4 o'clock hour on Sunday, Father's Day, June 20th. 31,763 here. And by the way, the Nats for this series drew over 108,000. An average of 36,162.
I think that's amazing to come out. Gavin Floyd, Peavy.
They came out to see Strasburg. But the last 2 games, 36,487 for Zimmerman bobblehead day yesterday. A very fine crowd at 36 plus today. J.J. Putz
putting on weights.
He doesn't have a save this year.
He's got to fight Thornton and then Bobby Jenks. Cool.
J.J. Putz does have 103 big league saves.
Mostly with Seattle.
76 in 2 years, 06, 07. Alex Rios is trying to give the White Sox a 3-run lead before the bottom of the ninth comes in. Bernardina, Desmond, and Nieves are the do-ups. And they'll get that 3-run lead. So Drew Storen gives up a run here in the 8th, and the White Sox have doubled up the Nats. More than doubled them up in hits, 15-7, now leading 6-3.
Well, Kenny Williams picked this guy up when a lot of people wouldn't touch him. Huge contract, low numbers, stock was way down, and it is paying dividends this year for the White Sox. Alex Rios having a tremendous year for them. It's Rehold.
Yeah, picked up on waivers from Toronto. Blue Jays just cut bait after 108 games last year when he was hitting .264. He'd driven in 62 runs at that time. That was only, what, about 5/8 of the way through the season. The White Sox picked him up. Didn't do much for Chicago in the last 41 games last year. He's really been good this year. His 37th RBI there.
A lot of strange moves. I mean, Vernon Wells got the huge $126 million deal. Rios got his deal. Brought in A.J. Burnett, B.J. Ryan.
Let Roy Halladay go.
Let Roy Halladay, traded him out of there.
Well, the Blue Jays were known as a pretty free-spending ball club under J.P. Ricciardi. And of course, the ownership has to give any GM the approval for that. They've never been able to crack the top 2 or 3 in that division.
Well, even on A.J. Burnett, though, basically, remember at the end when he was a free agent with the Marlins, they basically sent him home. And then they gave him the option to opt out of his deal after 3 years. B.J. Ryan, they released him early. They released Frank Thomas.
Max Scherzer, by the way, just got finished beating the Diamondbacks in Detroit. Tigers win 3-1 today. American League taking charge in this interleague thing.
No, you got to in the interleague. You got to even it up. You got to go back to old time baseball. You got to get rid of the DH.
Ain't gonna happen. We want it to, but it's not gonna happen.
Especially when the All-Star game now is going to always use the DH from now on. And you got 34 aside.
So, in other words, the All-Star game, which decides home field for the World Series, is now becoming more of an exhibition type game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Looks like strike 3, but Gibson is not giving a low strike all day, so he's been consistent. Yeah. We're going to have 68 players now. You can have 3 substitution, meaning you could take a guy out and then put him back in the game.
Swing and a miss, and the top of the ninth is over. White Sox get a run on 2 hits. Roger Bernardina to lead off bottom 9, and the Nats are down by 3. You would think the Nats will have Willie Harris up there sometime during this inning. And hopefully getting it down to the number 9 spot where Mike Morse could come in and be a factor. We'll see how it all works out against the right-hander, seeking his first save of the year, but his 104th big league save.
Well, he had puts warmed up, and he's opting not to go with Bobby Jenks right here, their normal closer. Maybe we can take advantage of that.
Hope you can join us here at the ballpark. More interleague baseball coming up. The Royals are here for 3. 888-632-NATS. That'll be it for interleague baseball here at Nationals Park. Baltimore next weekend on the road.
Battle of the Beltway.
Don't forget they have the Beltway too, so it's plural.
Battle of the Beltways.
There you go. Bernardino with an RBI hit today. And he's 2 for 4. Nationals have their leadoff man on for the 4th time today. In only 1 inning, they've been able to parlay that into any runs. And next up will be Desmond.
Well, it looked like something off speed, maybe even a forkball in the body. Right back up the middle. Bernardino just looking more comfortable every day at the plate.
His batting average going to be hovering up around 280 now. That's need a hit out of their number 7 hitter, Ian Desmond, with a pinch hitter on deck. Desmond 0 for 3 today, 1 for 10 in the series. Roger Bernardino, by the way, checks in with the most hits in the series now, 4. Willingham 2, Guzman 3, Morgan 3. Counts even, 1-1. Minnesota won at Philadelphia 4-1. That final just in. Desmond, a slow roller right side. They'll be able to get the lead run and not the trail runner. That was real close to being a double play. This will be Beckham to Ramirez.
Nice job by Bernardino, at least making something happen here in front of Ramirez. Makes him sidestep, and that little sidestep, Desmond was able to get an extra step and beat that throw. And now would be a good time for Hot Rod Harris to tie the score. Nationals are 0-32 when behind after 8 innings.
Willie Harris, a 200 batting average as a pinch hitter, 4 for 20, but 5 RBIs. Pudge Rodriguez is on deck. I just wonder if Harris makes an out and the Nats need a big extra base hit, if Jim Riggleman might switch off to Michael Morris. That's a high strike, and Willie's in the hole 0-2. Two outs. And with the Nationals needing a base hit, Ivan Rodriguez gets the call.
High fastball by Putz. Easy to be a pinch hitter from 95.
Bud Rodriguez, the final hope for the Nats.
Cubs now wanting to get behind Bob there. Puts is throwing the ball well. Getting all those bone chips and stuff cleaned out last year. He got his velocity back. Pudge didn't want to get to that breaking ball, so he swung at that 95 feet a little late.
Runner going. Strike two. Desmond to second base on indifference by the Chicago defense. And the Nationals are down to their final strike. Nationals need Rodriguez aboard. With Desmond at second base, 2 outs in the ninth. White Sox on top, 6-3. That is a figure that would be right up near the top of the league if Pudge had enough at bats this year. Ball game over, series over. And the Nats have now dropped 6 in a row and 8 of their last 9. And the interleague record goes to 3-9 as the White Sox come in here for the first time ever and sweep the 3-game series.
Well, things got to turn around for us. Can't be this bad the rest of the year, and it's just we need some better pitch ball games. And we're 6-21 now when the opponent scores first in the ball game.
Nationals strand 6 runners on the day. The White Sox out-hit them 15-8 and win it 6-3 for Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor. Bob Carpenter. Join us tomorrow night, Mass in HD. The Nationals open up a series with the Kansas City Royals. We'll start you at 6:30, Nats Extra. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned now, Verizon Fios, Nats Extra. Coming up from the ballpark, Johnny and Phil. And from the booth, so long for just a while.
It's a great day for baseball.